Well, good morning. This is Glenn Eidson, host of Valley Views. We're coming live from Harris Park, and today we're going to be interviewing Cody McCarver, and we're going to be talking about Valleyfest and some of the upcoming events that Valleyfest has. It has some new things this year that we're excited about. And so, Cody, I want to first tell you, this is the 10th year of Valleyfest, right?
Yeah.
And,
can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, we got a big announcement this year, and what's that big announcement?
Well, first off, I want to say how beautiful Harris Park is, man. The people, our leaders here in Dunlap, have done a wonderful job putting together this beautiful stage. It's as pretty as anyone in the state of Tennessee.
Sure is.
I played on most of them, and this is gorgeous. Our water park, and it ain't done yet.
No.
The farmers market over here, and new bathrooms and storage, and this is not done. Dwayne and Keith and all the folks here that worked hard to bring money together to do this is a big deal for us. And we use it every year for things like Halloween and Christmas and what do they call it? Not trunk or treat, but Scare on the Square.
Scare on the Square.
And then the 4th of July event, we've had John Anderson here, we've had the Kentucky Headhunters, Diamond Rio, Doug Supernaw, and just the list goes on of the great shows that have been right here on this stage, and many more to come.
Right.
4th of July for us is, I think the size of Dunlap doubles.
Yes, it does.
On the 4th of July. So first and foremost, thank you to the people in our community that has made this awesome, because it is absolutely awesome. And back to Valleyfest. 10 years we've had Valleyfest.
Yes.
I dare to say that when there was the first meeting for Valleyfest and we all sat down and said we're going to have something called Valleyfest, that we hoped we'd make it through year 1.
Yeah, yes.
And we hoped we'd make it through year 5 then came 6, then came 7. We have had at Valleyfest as headliners. I headlined the first year we had.
Yes, I remember that.
Then we had a beach band for the second year. Then we had, was it Phil Dirt and the Dozers, I think, maybe?
I think so.
Then we had Exile.
Yes.
Then we had Exile again.
Yeah.
Because they did such a great job. We had Confederate Railroad. We've had the Marshall Tucker Band. We had Restless Heart.
These are not...
Leroy Parnell. Who'd ever I'd have never thought in a million years when I grew up here in Dunlap, going to school here and living on Cagle Mountain.
Yeah.
And we only had one red light.
Yeah.
That I would see that caliber of name playing in the middle of Dunlap.
They're not garage bands. These are headliners.
But let's also not forget, we had Marshall Tucker, we had Restless Heart, we had T. Graham Brown, Leroy Parnell, all the names I've named. But we have a lot of great talent here.
Yes, we do.
In the Valley and in Dunlap. And we try to use that too, and give everybody an opportunity to come and be a part of this and play. And so Valleyfest is 10 years old. And it's for everybody. I know people come to a festival and you go away and you go, man, that was fantastic. I loved it. That was great. I loved it. It was awesome. There's some people that go away from it and go, I didn't like that. I didn't care for it. The music was too loud, or I had to pay too much. Always those things people say I had to, well, it costs too much to do it. Well, this year you don't have to worry about that because it's free.
That's great.
It's our 10th anniversary, like you said. So this 10th anniversary is a free admission. So it don't cost you anything to get in. Now, we do have a carnival.
Right.
This is our second year to have a carnival. And you will have to pay to ride the rides. We don't control the carnival. The carnival controls itself. They're just part of our event. But it's free to get in. And I'm long-winded. I apologize. To get around to the answer to your question is our headliner this year is Shenandoah.
Shenandoah. Now, for those of us who of course, I remember Shenandoah growing up.
Right.
But there's probably some younger folks that don't remember Shenandoah. Tell us who Shenandoah is.
Well, Shenandoah is a band from the 90s that sold millions and millions of records. And their lead singer is a guy named Marty Raven. Marty Raven, he's actually a preacher now.
Yeah.
He is a voice that is unmistakable, number one. When you hear him sing, and he's a personal friend of mine, you hear him talk, he loves God, number one. You don't have a good conversation with Marty Raven, walk up to him and say Jesus, and it's over. You're going to talk about him for the next hour. But some of the hits that they had people will recognize is 2 Dozen Roses.
Yes.
So on Valentine's this year, instead of I don't know when this is airing. Is it live? I'm not sure. But on Valentine's this year, buy 2 Dozen Roses. But that was one of their big hits. Mama Knows was another big hit. The Church on Cumberland Road was another big hit. And then probably their biggest one is Sunday in the South.
Yes.
And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I remember going to Governor's Lounge when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And opening the show for Shenandoah at Governor's Lounge in Chattanooga. And, of course, they grew to win multiple CMA awards and Grammys. And they just some good old boys from Alabama.
Yeah.
So come and hear them. It's going to be great.
That's great. Now, how, over the years we've had, as you've already mentioned, many great performers come. What's the process of getting these people here?
Wow. That's a loaded question. It could take all day. Process is that some of these guys are friends of mine. Some of these guys are friends of Bill Hatfield, who's the head of our entertainment committee. Some of these guys are friends of people that do things in the festival. And we can reach out and say, hey, we have a limited budget.
Yes.
And but we would like for you to come and be a part of our festival. And because of friendships, I've been able to do things like that. Normally you would call a company like William Morris Agency in Nashville, like that's who Dwayne for 4th of July got Diamond Rio from, and you make an offer. We got this much money. Sometimes you're fortunate to get a deal that we don't have. These acts cost crazy money.
Yes, they do.
I mean, it's crazy money, and well worth it. Well deserved. I mean, get what you can get. I'm in the music business, so you get what you can get. But it's crazy money that we have a limited budget in a small town. And if you think about that, to bring somebody like Exile, who had "I Want to Kiss You All Over," was one of the biggest hits, the number one hit of the 70s.
Yes.
And have them in Dunlap, and it's the all original band. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And somehow we've managed, man. God's been good to the festival. We've to have Jason Crabb on a Sunday, and Guy Penrod on a Sunday, and it's been a big deal for us, and we've been fortunate.
Well, that's great. I mean, and what I know, our sponsors have been good to the festival for years and years.
Yeah.
What can you say about them?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We've had the sponsors. It's a hard thing. The sponsorship game is a hard thing. And Paulette Hamilton is the head of our sponsorship committee for Valleyfest. And she's the person that everybody hates to see coming, right? She's the person that walks in the door and says, hey, I need money.
Yeah.
And we'll put your name in lights, and we'll put your name on our sign and on our socials and on our website and things like that. And in return for you giving us your money to help pay for these acts that we're talking about,
right,
and the marketing and things that gets really expensive, she's that person. And so we've had sponsorship dollars that go from, man, here's $100 to help the festival, all the way up to now Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative is, I guess I say this, Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative Valleyfest. They came in as a huge sponsor, and they really, 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 really helped save the day this year. Last year we dealt with rain.
Yes.
We dealt with moving into the field.
Yes.
Which was a new thing for us, and when you try, like we started Valleyfest year 1. By year 5, we were still learning, trying to figure it out. By year 9 last year, we moved it into the field, put a bunch of electricity for vendors and things like that, and that was a whole new learning experience. Right. So
sure
we made mistakes. We did some things good.
Yeah. And
one of the things that we did good was Paulette went and asked Bledsoe Telephone Cooperative to be a huge sponsor for us. And I don't guess I'm supposed to say how many dollars and cents, but BTC Fiber Valleyfest, that's Ethan Lloyd behind the camera. He's the best looking guy at Bledsoe Telephone, he says, anyway.
Well, you mentioned about going to the field last year, which was the first. How's that? How did that work? The transition and everything, was that?
there's 17 acres there. And since I've been involved in Valleyfest, we've been trying, Valleyfest, is paying on that property.
Yes.
To try to own it so we could use it. And I'm like, we need to use it.
Right.
And because, we take up 2 city blocks to put on this festival. So I think it was okay. Like I said, there were some mistakes that we made, and we as Valleyfest. But I think it was good, and it's going to be back in the field again. But we're now building bathrooms.
Okay. Good.
So there's a new building going up, a storage building, bathrooms. Part of it's going to be on the field, and part of it's not. So it's all going to be one thing, but it's going to be in a couple of different areas.
Well, good. So that's better for the participants. Now, you mentioned when we were talking about the sponsorships, but about how do we promote Valleyfest? I mean, do we put it in newspapers, magazines, or how's that done?
Yes, that's how you do it. We put it in newspapers, magazines. We put it on TV. We put it social media. Everybody knows the power of social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. What we really, really, really appreciate is when Valleyfest shares out something, say, go like the Facebook page, right? And go to valleyfestonline.com and check out the website. You can keep up with everything right there. But one thing that really, really helps is word of mouth. Number one, invite your family and friends. It's a family event. Number two is when you see something on social media that Valleyfest welcomes Shenandoah.
Yes.
Share it. That the power of social media is crazy. It takes 2 seconds to hit share.
I know we're going to put things on our website, the Valley Views website, and Facebook page, so we want to get it out there. And how has the attendance been? Has it been steadily increasing each year?
Yeah, it has. We've had great years. We've had years that weren't, as well, but it continues to grow. And the only thing that has ever hurt us or dampened our spirits is the damp weather.
Right.
Last year, even we had the Georgia Satellites headline Saturday night last year. Even with that, we had a lot of people out there screaming and hollering, and it was pouring down the rain.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And that's something else.
I think I saw you down there with your Georgia Satellite T-shirt on.
But that's good to know. Talking about people that get involved, it takes a lot of people to put this festival on, a lot of volunteers. Can you talk a little about that?
Yes, volunteers every year are why it happens. It is everybody's like, well, and it always hurts my feelings when I see somebody complain about something that happened, right? You want to make everybody happy. You can't make everybody happy. Right. It's impossible. And it always makes me feel bad because the people that are involved in this from the top to the bottom, the people that run the festival, we all sit down in a room, and we don't necessarily have a I run the festival person, right? Everybody sits down in a room, and like I said, I mentioned Bill Hatfield earlier. He's the head of the entertainment board. Any bands that want to play, call him. And and then Marlene Basham, who is the chairperson now for Valleyfest, Winston Pickett, who's the head of Valleyfest Inc. All these people, they do this for nothing, right?
Right.
And so we all get together, we sit down in a room, we discuss what's going to happen, and we vote. This is what we're going to do. And then you got the people that will come in and like Derek and Roger Bice, who come and stand backstage and lug gear off the stage. They stand there all day helping bands take on drums, take off drums, take on guitar amps, and they, we buy them a cheeseburger for helping us. And they want to go to McDonald's. So it's a labor of love. It takes a lot of people. And like I said, I always hate when somebody has something negative to say about Valleyfest because everybody's trying to do something good for the community.
Yeah. What about the vendors? I know we always have a lot of vendors. Seems like they seem to be pretty happy.
Yeah, we have a lot of vendors, and it's growing. I think we had 70 last year.
70,
yeah.
Wow.
I think the first year we might have had 20.
Yeah.
By the ninth year, I think we had 70, and they keep coming back. So if they keep coming back, then I think that means that they're happy with. Number one, the thing that I get from the vendors is that Valleyfest sits down and we send them out a a questionnaire, right? And they're able to say, I didn't like this. I love this part of it. I didn't like this. And it gives us an opportunity as Valleyfest to look at this and go, okay, these are things we can make better next year.
And what about some of the things, I know other than the festival itself on the grounds, things like the car show and the 5K run, what are some of the other things that go along with Valleyfest?
We have a car show. We have the 5K run. In August, we have the Valleyfest golf tournament. We have had disc golf tournament. I don't know if we're having one this year. I hadn't heard. That Steve Harmon always put together, and which the field is a disc golf field.
Yeah.
You let people play for free all the time. And so we do other things to raise money for Valleyfest, like the car show, the 5K. We've been trying to get into having a bike ride, motorcycle run. Last year we had a promise that White Lightning Harley Davidson, which was Thunder Creek, was going to bring a bike ride over here for Valleyfest, but it poured down the rain all day. So that didn't work. So we're all the time looking for ideas. Anybody got any ideas? We have the art show.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things besides just the music or just the carnival, just the vendors. I don't know where you're going to go on a Saturday and a Sunday for free and get to do all this. And if you're an art show person, if you make art, I don't care if you make it with popsicle sticks or you paint, come and be a part of it. Contact Nina Hunt. You can find the numbers and things on valleyfestonline.com and be a part of it.
Well, that's great, because I know every time I've been, I see people excited, going through and wanting to do something next.
Right.
Always finding something next. It's never been, well, I'm done, let's go.
Yeah, we're just done at the end of it, though. We're the only ones that's done. This is over.
Well, I know it's a hard thing, because it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. And I know you get there early on Saturday morning and don't leave till late Saturday night.
Well, last year it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's right.
And then the carnival will be there all week this year.
Yes.
So you'll be able to go on I think Tuesday that week, ride rides, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday or Saturday morning we'll kick up with Jill's kids from Music Makers. She has her kids, which she's a huge part of our community, of the Valley.
She sure is.
And we wouldn't do Valleyfest without her. And the folks at Music Makers, and she'll have her kids on stage Saturday morning, and they all get to sing a little bit and play a little bit, and some of them are really good and some of them are going to be really good. It's just that way. And then we'll start up a little later with the Sequatchie River Band. It's a Saturday, okay? Sequatchie River Band on Saturday. Then after Sequatchie River Band, we have, help me out, Lou Card, the Beaters from Chattanooga. So if you want to come out and do a little dance and have a little fun, get down tonight with the Beaters. They're great band from Chattanooga, been together forever. And then end the night with Shenandoah on Saturday.
Well, that sounds good.
Now ask me about Sunday.
All right, what about Sunday? I know Sunday's going to be a field afternoon, short field afternoon.
Yeah, but it's going to be awesome. We've been talking, we like to hear back from people about this. We've been talking about making Valleyfest 80s Day on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we haven't done that yet. It's just been a thought. Marlene said we should do something like that a long time ago. And then I mentioned it again. I forgot Marlene had said something about it, but she did. The 80s, there was nothing bigger. You can go back. I don't care what you can't find anything any bigger than the Dukes of Hazzard.
Right.
And many people know that I work now with John Schneider on a daily basis management. And John's going to come, and we're going to have a rolling museum.
Oh, really? Great.
That day it'll be a big rolling museum that the General Lee comes out of. And then you can go in and look at all the things from the Dukes of Hazzard that they've collected in the museum.
Oh, great.
And that morning, let's back up to that morning on Sunday morning, not morning, but after lunch, we don't interfere with church.
Right.
After church, we're going to have a girl that kicks off the day named Leah Seawright. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Leah Seawright. Leah Seawright's husband is Mark Herndon. And Mark Hernan's the drummer for Alabama.
Yes.
He will be here, and
Great.
he'll be performing with his wife, playing drums with her. Then after that will be what we call the Stars and Bars Band, which is John Schneider's band and part of my band, but it's local guys in the band. Zach Ohlendorf, Jimmy Dormeyer, who used to be at Confederate Railroad with me.
Yes.
Kurt Lee,
Yes.
who everybody knows from Dunlap. A guy named Wade Battle. Wade was guitar player and record producer for Jamie Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Dennis Gully on bass, and then Spencer Lyman playing keyboards from Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we call them the Stars and Bars Band.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a chance for all of them to take turns singing. Wade Battle sings, he sounds like Chris Stapleton. Zach Ohlendorf has a new album out, a gospel album of his own. So it'll give a chance to the band to sing some and show off a little bit. Then I'm going to play, then John.
Well,
And we're going to invite everybody to come get autographs from John, pictures, whatever they want to do, and we'll sing Just a Good Old Boy. And if we don't sing that, Ethan Lloyd will.
Well, y'all need to sing that. Just in
Not
case.
let Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan's a pretty good singer.
Yeah. Well, he has his days.
Yeah.
With the traveling museum, will that be on the grounds, or will
Yes.
it be? So
It will be just adjacent to the stage.
Oh, okay.
So if you're standing on the stage looking out right over to the left right here, there'll be two big trailers set up. And in those two big trailers will be dedicated to the Dukes.
Well, great.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds
I'm
like
trying to get
great.
Daisy to come, but she won't talk to me no more after that stalking thing I got against her. I'm not sure about that.
Well, you know how it goes.
Restraining order.
Yeah, it sounds like a great weekend to have with Saturday for all the different types of bands and things going on. But then on Sunday,
Again,
you're having a great weekend.
You know, and Sunday, I want to say this about Sunday. For the last 3 or 4 years, we've dedicated Sunday to gospel music. Okay, and we've had Jason Crabb a couple of times, and Guy Penrod, and you know, I have gospel albums out, so I sing on Sunday. And to develop a more Christian music oriented thing on Sunday, we're still going to do that. So we're going to have some Christian music. We're going to have some country music too, though.
Well,
And so we're going to mix it up a little bit that day. And so as to, the people that don't like Christian music, they can still come. People that don't like country music, they like Christian music, they can come too.
well, I think that's one of the great things about Valleyfest is because of the variety of music and the different people that play. I mean, the different music you can hear. So if you don't like one band, you can go get you something to eat while you come back to the other.
Well, the whole thing about Valleyfest was it was going to be a festival where we had all different kinds of food. We don't just have cheeseburgers and corn dogs. We're going to have some different stuff. We've always wanted to get like one of those Latin bands, but that's right around Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, okay.
And anybody that does that, they're working.
Yeah.
And so we've had a hard time getting that. But with that said, we have had everything from hip hop to gospel,
Right.
to country to rock. We had Marshall Tucker, we had Southern rock, we had the Georgia Satellites rock band. I'm trying to get Cinderella next year. That might be fun for a child of the 80s.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like great. Anything else you want to add to what's going on?
No, I think that's about it. It's May the 2nd and 3rd. The carnival will be there all week. You'll see it all lit up. It's going to be a big, beautiful carnival. But May the 2nd and the 3rd, the 10th anniversary, and it's free.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, Cody, we appreciate your time. And folks, we want you to know, watch this for Valley Views. Remember the festival coming up May 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a part,
Valleyfest. It's not called Dunlap Fest. It's called Valleyfest. We want people from all over the valley, all over the mountains, anywhere around here. We want everybody to come. If there's somebody that wants to come and be involved, we want you to.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And a cultural festival is the word I was looking for.
Yes.
It's a cultural festival. We want all kinds of music. We want all kinds of food. If you want to be a vendor, go to valleyfestonline.com. If you want to perform, call Bill Hatfield or go to valleyfestonline.com. You'll find numbers there. If you have any questions, if you have, want to be a part of it in any way, if you think maybe just something you know how to do, whether it be sweep or sell T-shirts or whatever it is you think you could do to help to be a part of this and volunteer, reach out.
valleyfestonline.com, okay? And this year, it is free, so get out there and enjoy it. And with that said, thank you. This is Glenn Eidson for Valley Views.